what the statue didn't say. When Benjamin T. Butler lived in Lowell, Massachusetts, he had a little black and tan dog. One morning, as he was coming down the street followed by the dog, a policeman stopped him and told him that, in accordance with an ordinance just passed, he must muzzle the dog. "Very well," said Butler. Next morning, he came along with the dog, and the policeman again told of the muzzling ordinance and requested him to muzzle the dog. "All right," snorted Butler. "It is a fool ordinance, but I'll muzzle him. Let me pass." The next morning, the policeman was on the lookout. "I beg your pardon, General," he said, "but I must arrest you. Your dog is not muzzled." "Not muzzled?" shouted Butler. "Not muzzled? Well, look at him." The policeman looked more carefully at the dog and found a tiny toy muzzle tied to his tail. "General," he expostulated, "this dog is not properly muzzled." "Yes, he is, sir," asserted Butler. "Yes, he is. I have examined that idiotic statute, and I find it says that every dog must wear a muzzle. It doesn't say where the dog shall wear the muzzle, and I choose to decorate the tail of my dog instead of the head with this infernal contraption." Ballingham Chapter 9, Lady Up a Creek. Coming up on the Joe Bev Show. And there I was, Brute Ballingham, with my secretary wife Mulatta, my nephew protege Pinky, and my agent, Sergeant Sal Pilvers, heading up the Bear Manor Parkway. Just as we were about to pass Tuxedo Junction, New York, that car following us gave me the itch, so I pulled over to see what it was all about. I figured I'd better confront the copper. After all, I didn't kill anybody. I'm trying to solve the mystery. Against my compadre's advice, I stepped out of the car and walked towards the car that was following us, who pulled up right behind us. I felt for my pistol in my pocket as I walked slowly towards the car, and then I could see through the mountain fog that it wasn't a cop at all. It was Adam Maxwell, part-time gambler and owner of the seedy little cafe where Waldo had been killed. And what happened to the girl, Barbara, Miss Featherhead, or whatever her name was? And why did the cops think I did it? Who hit me on the head, turned out my lights? Why was I even here at all? The answer to this and many other questions came to me in a flash as I stepped forward, and Maxwell said,
"All right, Ballingham, where's my wife, Betsy?"
Betsy? I don't know, she's not with me.
I saw her girlfriend come out of your apartment.
Your girlfriend? What of it?
I know she hired you.
Yeah, but then she disappeared. I don't know where she is.
I think you do. An awful lot of murders have happened around you.
It's just a coincidence, Maxwell.
Look, Ballingham, I have a house up here in the mountains, just past Tuxedo Junction. Betsy went up there in May. Well, she goes up there to meet friends. She has a lot of friends. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
But she had an important dinner down in New York on June 12th, and Betsy didn't show up.
Where were you, Maxwell, when Waldo was shot in your bar?
I was out looking for Betsy. Look at this letter.
Dear Adam, I'm leaving you and running away with my girlfriend to live together in sin. Good luck and goodbye, Betsy.
I'm very unhappy about that.
What do you want from me?
I want to hire you to find Betsy and her girlfriend.
Bolero Jacket? You mean Mrs. Feathergram or Ranafran or whatever her name is?
That's right. I need you to find both of them. Where are they? What happened to them?
Look, Maxwell, we're on our way to Boston, but I'll stop by in Tuxedo Junction. Charlie Checkers. I want to look at Adam Maxwell's house. I have a letter for you from him.
I don't see many people up here. Just the sky and the mountains. No friends, no wife, nothing.
I had Pinky hand me my half-empty bottle of Granddad from my car. We sat on his porch in the evening sun and drank. I'm a good listener. Mulata was asleep in the car. Pilvers and Pinky were playing cards in the back seat.
No wife. She up and left me. Left me about a month ago. 12th of June.
June 12th. The day when Betsy Maxwell didn't go back to New York City for that dinner. Here, tell me about it.
Well, let's see. I met my wife about a year and 3 months ago. We married 3 weeks later. Oh, I loved her a lot. But, well, I was stupid. And here I am. I got a good, steady job, a pretty little wife. So what do? I get in bed with Adam Maxwell's wife over there. Oh, she's as pretty as my wife. The same long hair, same beautiful eyes, same nice body. But she's nothing to me, and my wife knows about it. And so we had a fight, and that night she left me. I went out and when I got home, there was a letter on the table. Said, goodbye, Charlie. I don't want to live with you after this. I didn't see the Adam Maxwell woman again. She went down the mountain that same night. I mean, not a word from my wife now for over a month. I know it's an old story, but well, thanks for listening anyway.
That's okay. Perhaps Mrs. Maxwell went away with your wife.
No. Muriel never liked that woman. They called her an evil cat.
There were only 2 other houses, and there was nobody in them, away from the hot, dirty city. We stopped by an old boat and looked down in the water at the fish. Suddenly, Charlie Checkers caught my arm.
Look down there.
Nadie comprende lo que sufro yo. Canto, pues ya no puedo sollozar. Solo, temblando de ansiedad estoy. Todos me miran y se van.
What's that down there in the water?
Look, looks like a body floating. Face down.
Muriel.
Don't look, Mulata.
I'm not looking, Brute. I'm not looking.
The only thing I'm doing is looking where I'm going in the opposite direction. So long, folks. To quote Porky Pig.
Oh, that's all, brother.
¿Quién sabe por dónde andarás? ¿Quién sabe qué aventura tendrás? Qué lejos estás de mí.
Dancing with no underwear. You're acting like you just don't care what people think of you. Darling, your father's in the audience. Your mother's fainted on the floor. Your sister's gone out the door.
Pinky, that's terrible.
Well, that's what this dance is about. Gee, that chimpanzee is funny. Darling, you're dancing with no underwear.
The white bird, the albatross. People shouting hello, 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 everywhere I go. It's excruciating, I can't take it anymore. I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. Muldoon, I didn't do it. The bird, the albatross, the white bird. Who shot Waldo? What happened to Mrs. Ranfran? And Barbara? Where's Betsy? Maxwell, Adam Maxwell's chasing me. I gotta get away. I gotta find out who shot Waldo. Who's Mrs. Featherhat? The fat man. 5,000? I thought he said 10,000. 3 bottles of Aqua Velva. The bird, the white albatross. That bolero jacket. I didn't do it. I don't know anything about it. She said that, he said that, she didn't know it. I don't know nothing about it. Yeah! I gotta get out of here. I can fly. Look, I can fly. I'm flying over the countryside. I can see the trees below. Ah, yes. I'm flying over Los Angeles, and I've never even been to Los Angeles. I'm flying over the beach. I'm flying. But I'm still being chased. The helicopters. They're after me. It's the police. There's Lieutenant Clodumbo and Sergeant Freitag. I gotta get out of here. I gotta fly. I gotta go. I gotta find out. The albatross, the white bird, the bolero jacket.
Wake up, will you? Come on, wake up.
Who turned out the lights? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Thank goodness it was only a nightmare.
That's what you think.
Welcome back to the living.
Where am I, Sarge? Am I back in the POW camp? Oh, my head is spinning.
Every night for 22 days. I've had to tell you this.
22 days? I've been asleep for 22 days?
No, my boy. Do you remember we were up in the Catskills and you were standing next to the creek and you looked down and we saw a floating body wearing a bolero jacket face down in the water.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I thought it was part of my nightmare.
It was real. And now the police are looking for us for that too.
But how did I get here, wherever I am?
Oy vey, every night I gotta tell you the same thing 22 days. Look, you're up in the Catskills, see? Now picture this. We're looking over the side. Charlie Checkers is standing behind you. He shouts out his wife's name, Muriel. I assume that was Muriel in the water.
I'm not so sure.
Well, in any event, he took a big rock and he smacked her right on the back of the head and he ran into the woods. We lost him and we took you away and here we are.
But where am I?
You're in a tent. You're in a tent in Delaware.
Delaware?
At the Delaware Congressional Conference. We're the entertainment.
The Delaware Congressional Congress?
They're here to vote on whether to call themselves Delawareans or Delawareites.
All right, so we're performing for the Delawareans and the Delawareites.
That's right. And every night, as soon as the show's over, you go on a bender. You show up at 10 o'clock the next morning, flop onto your cot in this tent, and you're out like a light. Until just before showtime. Tonight I had to slap you awake.
I'm not sure I am awake. I wish I still was in a POW camp. You say everybody's after me. Well, what am I staying here for?
Because you're committed to do the show. After the show, you get drunk out of guilt, you fall asleep, you don't wake up till the next show. It's a vicious cycle. But it works.
This is real life, Brute.
Yeah, Uncle Brute, I'm real. Look, feel.
I should know. I've been living those last 22 nights with you snoring.
Oh, Mulatta, I didn't even know you were here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Uncle Brute, we got a show to do. The monkey's almost done.
That's a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee. I've been telling you it's a different thing.
I've been asleep for however long, and I could show you a drink of something, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I got something right here for you. Have a sip of this.
What the heck is that?
That, my boy, is Lord Cumberbund's tea. He makes it just before he goes on with the chimpanzee. He always has a cup of tea, you know, with his finger up in the air. Just before he goes on with the monkey.
Chimpanzee.
That's right, chimpanzee, thank you. Now we gotta get you up and dressed. Because if we don't put some pants on you, the name Ballingham is gonna have a double meaning, if you get my drift.
I was walking down the street, and a guy came up to me and he said, "Take that banana out of your mouth." I said, "That's not a banana. That's my wee-wee."
Why, Pinky, you're getting dirtier all the time.
Well, I am 15.
What is that, chocolate milk under your nose?
No, that's a mustache. I'm almost a grown-up. And I'm a famous trumpet player. Well, at least Mr. Pilvers here says I'm gonna be, and if I keep on practicing. He's only charging me $1 a day to teach me. He knows everything.
Gosh, I sure slept through a lot.
Oh, come on, Doreen. Let's go. There's a nice chimp. Ah, yes. All right, get up on the stool now. There's a good chimp. No. All right, you got to put your panties on now because the show is over. No, you can't take them off till tomorrow night. Look, that chimp will be the death of me yet.
Doreen?
Yeah, she's dancing with no underwear. She acting like she just don't care what people think of her. Doreen, she's a chimp. Ain't she sweet? Oh, you're so cute. You really... Oh, boy, she bit me. Oh, jeepers.
I think you better wash that chocolate milk off your face, boy.
Pinky, you're on next. Get going, boy.
Well, Uncle Brute, it's time to go. I'm on.
That's Pinky. You're letting him play the trumpet in public sounding like that? Listen to those laughs.
Yeah, just listen to them. They love him. He's part of the comic relief.
Sounds like the opposite of relief to me. Whatever that is. Say, out there on the stage, is that,
That's right. Harl and Lottie.
Harl and Lottie? I always thought it was the opposite way.
Whatever. All I know is they're funny. You can't beat a fat guy and a skinny guy. And they're both so stupid. Look at them. Look at he's riding a stationary bike. He thinks he's going someplace.
Yeah, I remember their movies. Well, they haven't made a movie since 1945. It's nice to see him still doing the old material.
Yeah, brilliant. For a couple of old guys.
Now me, I prefer Martin and Lewis.
I'm a Ritz Brothers guy myself.
Yeah, they were all right, but what about Wheeler and Woolsey?
Well, you know they were the Abbott and Costello of the 1930s.
Say, you know a lot about comedy.
I know a lot about everything, my friend. Including you need to put your pants on and get ready to go out on stage for your big dramatic debut in the Camp Gilmore case.
Pilvers, where are all the big stars you promised us?
You cannot build Rome in only 22 days. Give us a chance, we'll get there. Once we hit Hollywood, we'll sign the contracts, we'll hire the director, the cinematographer. It'll be wonderful, it'll be stupendous. Now get your pants on and get out there to get ready on stage.
All right, but I wish I had some bourbon for this cummerbund tea. Bleh. Poison. Simply poison.
Mulata, come here. And our local officials are still completely baffled. No suspects are being questioned at this time, Sergeant Sean Muldoon of the 13th Precinct said. And so another example of our allegedly top-notch constabulary's foolish pride. They stubbornly insist on standing firm and refuse the offer of professional assistance from the FBI in the case of the stolen subatomic particles from Camp Kilmore last Thursday. This rag sheet.
Yes, Mr. Ballingham.
Mulata, what do you see out there? You know what that is? It's New York, the biggest city in America, maybe the world. The hopes and dreams of thousands of kids and old ladies for a better way of life. That's what's out there. Grocery stores and Chinese laundries, shoe shine stands and penny arcades. That's what's out there. The little people. The little people alone. Alone without protection.
Yes, Mr. Ballingham.
America. America. And now this Camp Kilmore case.
Camp Gilmore?
Some slime threatening to shatter those little people. Destroy forever all those hopes.
Yes.
All those dreams.
Yes.
All those wishes.
Yes.
All those wants.
Yes.
All those desires.
Yes. You brute.
What's that?
Don't you know?
Phone. Could be a break in the Kilmore case.
Barbara, you're on after the kid. Get a move on, girl.
Yeah, Barbara, turmeric. How you doing there, turmeric?
It's good to see you, Steve. Do you still know how to whistle?
Why, sure I do, sweetheart. You just pucker up and blow.
Just pucker up and blow.
Hey, Mulata, this is an old friend, Turmeric.
How do you do, madame? I just love your bolero jacket.
Bolero?
You're starting to sound like Porky Pig. We did that bit already. It didn't work.
Not everything's a hit. At least we take risks.
Turmeric, so what are you doing here?
I'm part of the show, Steve. I do my dance on stage to Bolero.
Bolero? Bolero?
In nothing but a Bolero jacket and carrying this white albatross pendant, which I juggle in the air.
The white bird.
I found it with the jacket. It was hanging on a tree by a creek.
This is all beginning to make sense. Or it's beginning to make less sense. No more. Or less. More or less.
Come on, girl, come on. You're on already.
Well, I gotta go, Steve.
So long, Barbara, Turmeric. Maybe we can get together after the show.
Well, it depends on how much I make in tips.
Fair enough.
You mean unfair enough, Steve?
You don't understand, Mulata.
I understand perfectly well.
No, it ain't like that, see? I'm interested in her jacket in the Albatross and her connection with Muriel and Betsy and Waldo and Mrs. Ranifran and who knows who else.
Well, I know one thing. I'm leaving. You're on your own.
Yeah, all right, Mulata. See you later. Her white Albatross, Burmese bird, bolero jacket, lady up a creek. To have a lot and not have a lot. Camp Kilmore, subatomic particle. Oh, shut up. I'm thinking. Say, where did everybody go?
Brute Ballingham, Private Detective, The Excruciating Hello, Chapter 9, Lady Up a Creek, on the Joe Bev Show. Like what you hear? Just go to Amazon.com and search for Joe Bev.